guys? This is Billi Football, by the way. Please drop in the follow if you're not following already.
Yeah, wait, look, still pushing the limits and breaking the chains. Passionate, heart and chaos in my veins. You can go bet $1 billion on my name. Bloody the work I put into the game. Divide the vibes, providing the knowledge. Got the motion like a college. You can get lost in the wave that's violent. WWF 3 with compassionate armor warrior. The light is big time way I'm turning wrongs to right. Taking down my demons, I'm a smiter. 4v1, I'm a boss fighter. Immersive when I hit him, missing one tap. Break him, I'ma take him to his shatter point. I was mobile like a destination with world shots cooking at my station. I never turn my back on my creation. I can never turn my back on my community. I feel this feeling when I'm live. It's reminiscent of a high. I tell the haters say goodbye. Blast them away with one look in the eye. A football where they fly. More than $1 million on my mind. I'm pushing the limits and breaking the chains. Passionate, heart and chaos in my veins. You can go bet $1 billion on my name. Bloody the work I put into the game. Dividing the vibes, providing the knowledge. Got the motion like a college. You can get lost in the wave, it's violent. WWF 3 with BF. I never turn my back on my creation. I can never turn my back on my community. I feel this feeling when I'm live. It's reminiscent of a high. I tell the haters say goodbye. Blast them away with one look in the eye. A football where they fly. More than $1 million on my mind. I'm passionate, armor warrior. The light is big time way I'm turning wrongs to right. And taking down my demons, I'm a smiter. 4v1, I'm a boss fighter. Immersive when I hit him, missing one tap. Break him, I'ma take him to his shatter point. I was mobile like a destination with world shots cooking at my station. Pushing the limits and breaking the chains. Passionate, heart and chaos in my veins. You can go bet $1 billion on my name. Bloody the work I put into the game. Dividing the vibes, providing the knowledge. Got the motion like a college. You can get lost in the wave, it's violent. WWF 3 with BF.
We are back after the video here, and yeah, I mean, why don't we just kind of piggyback off what we were kind of chatting about during that intro video and talk a little bit about you to start off with, and feel free to ask me any questions as we go through this. I will answer to the best of my ability, but we're excited to meet you and get to know you here. So let's start with that Twitch bio of yours, where you state that
bio.
where you state you're a fiery, confident, and a little bit on the wild side type person. Tell us what makes you a Ferrari.
So, yeah, my name is Ferrari. I'm a Twitch streamer. I've pretty much been gaming since I was a little kid, watching my brother play games and stuff. So, the Ferrari name, though, well, I needed to come up with a name for Twitch. And long story short, some dude called me a Ferrari, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? And the description is below there. Just a really confident woman who's a little bit of a fiery personality, knows what she wants, goes after it. So that's a little bit crazy and wild on this at the same time. So that's where that comes from. And I was like, I'm definitely stealing that. So that's where my name came from. And then here we are in the gaming space doing that. So I've been doing it for about coming up on 4 years now.
Awesome, awesome. And, 4 years is a long time to fine tune your craft, and it looks like you're a variety game streamer and also a cosplayer, which is super cool. What inspired you to initially start 4 years ago, and you're doing it 7 days a week now, but is that something that you started off with when you were first getting into this?
Yeah, so like I said, I've been a gamer a long time. So I was usually gaming when I got home from work or school or whatever. So I would come home and play games, and I was always nervous. I was always nervous about pulling the trigger, and I feel like a lot of other streamers are too. So I was like, oh, should I do it? Should I do it? So one day I just decided to go live. Didn't have a cam, didn't have everything. I already had like hundreds of people across my 5, maybe 6 Overwatch accounts. So I had a huge friend list already. So I brought them over to Twitch, and it just blew up. It was insane. Within a week, I had affiliate. I know a lot of people struggle to get affiliate, but I already had like the friendship base when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just started taking off from there, and I was just cracking at it 7 days a week, and I was like, okay, this is pretty fun. So 4 years later, we are still streaming 7 days a week, still doing it every day. A lot of different games, a lot of different things have happened, but yeah, we're still out here doing it. Not
Well,
so much Overwatch anymore, but
looking back on that first time that you started streaming, I mean, what's changed most in like your routine or how you approach these streams since you started?
yeah, honestly, I think we go through a lot of different cycles of things. I really base my own streaming just on what I feel like doing. Because if I really pick like one direction, would I probably perform better with numbers? Yes, but it is my daily life and I have to make sure I'm enjoying myself and having fun at the same time. So we've kind
Mm-hmm.
of gone from like one direction of games to just what do we feel like doing tonight, guys? It's just kind of like a hangout session. And sometimes I'll go through modes of like solo games, all community games. We'll have special events on streams and stuff like that. We try and do fun things. Like we had a paint night a little while ago too. So it's really just throwing like all the aspects of my life together and just putting it on stream. Like if I like it, it's going to go on stream, and you guys can participate if you want to, type of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, could you expand a little bit on the process that you take in looking at these games, vetting them? Do you play them before you hop on a stream, or do you sometimes kind
Oh,
of take the
never.
chance and
Yeah, it's 100% a chance. So usually, a lot of people will suggest games to me or things like that.
hmm
A lot of it's just going through Steam or seeing things on social media that would be cool to try. If I'm interested in it and I want to try it, most likely other people will too. So I try and give a very genuine reaction when we pop a game up on stream.
hmm
We have had a couple that have been absolutely horrible. We did an escape the toilet stream a little while ago, and
Ooh.
an very disappointing ending. I think all of chat was a little. It's like that's it. You just kind of end the game. Spoiler alert: you kind of end the game by just walking out in a door into a room, and it's over, and it was all a dream. So you're
Okay.
like,
And it's
all
called
right, that was
Flush
good
the
times.
Toilet.
It's Escape the Toilet
Escape the
Chronicles,
Toilet.
I think. It's like a cheap little game, but there was high recommendations on it. So we just said, hey, we need a funny little horror game for some horror streams and stuff. So we decided to go for it, and we experienced that together. But it was still a good time. So yeah, so it's always just randomness with me for sure.
Oh man, out of all the
Yeah,
games you've streamed, and I'm assuming your
yeah.
answer is not going to be Escape the Toilet, which one do you believe kind of resonates most with your personality the most, and why?
Oh, see, that's hard. That's really, really hard. That's probably why I'm a variety gamer. It's just I like so many different things. It's hard to say. Like Overwatch was my first. It's to this day, 4 years later, still my most streamed game, and I haven't touched it in almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it really speaks to how much I played that game, and I think it's more just what kind of captivates me to keep coming back to the game. How many hours of gameplay you get out of it.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot of like retro games that we play, but like yeah, shooters are just like community games where you're just able to have a good laugh. That's really what it is. It's just about having fun with friends and having a good laugh. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah,
Well,
you'll catch me playing a different game almost every day.
the studio behind Overwatch, Blizzard
Mhm.
Entertainment,
Yep.
they hooked
Hmm.
me hard. I mean, I
Yeah.
started playing World of Warcraft. Well, even before that, I played StarCraft. That was my first
Yep.
introduction to gaming back in '98. Was playing StarCraft.
Hmm.
Started playing some old, just regular Warcraft, and then as the
Hmm.
expansions came out for both of those, I kept playing those up until World of Warcraft.
Yep.
Stopped playing every other game for I believe it was around 14 years of pretty hardcore gaming and only exclusively World of Warcraft, and Blizzard does a great job at figuring out what we gamers like and how to hook us and
Hmm.
keep us coming back for more. It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that too. So when I was little, like, I think Final Fantasy was the game that my brother played the most that I used to watch. So I was quite young. So I was probably
hmm
like 3, so I wasn't gaming at this time. But I used to come from home from school and I'd watch him play Warcraft and then World of Warcraft and StarCraft. So those were 3 games that he played all the time, and I
Yeah.
was kind of more living the story as a kid. And I still remember when World of Warcraft came out, and like you go into the cities with like the whales, and like there was this huge elevator in the city. That moment sticks with me, and I can still remember seeing it for the first time. So it's very funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
and
gamer moments.
I think Web3 was a blessing to me because after I became sober from that type
Congrats.
of gaming, I promised myself and I promised my now wife that I will not get into gaming unless there's some value that I can get in return.
Okay.
And that's kind of
Yeah.
what drew me to that Web3, and now it seems like every game that I play, I'm looking for that same hook, that same feeling these days.
Yeah.
And that's different from somebody that's like you, that's a variety streamer and just it does it for the
Yeah.
passion of gaming. And I feel like having that experience with World of Warcraft kind of took that away from me a little bit. Have you ever felt like a game ever just hooked you so hard that it might make you
Yeah, that's
question some of
interesting.
your obligations, or you may have pushed things off, became
Hmm.
more of a procrastinator because now you're like, oh god, I gotta get myself to this game.
So here's the thing. So with me, I work as well during the day. So like when I'm
Hmm.
not gaming, like I always game during stream. I do not game during the day at all. I won't
Hmm.
even touch my computer because I want to be away from my computer as much as I possibly can. But as far as the kind of having games ruin it for you, I don't think so. But I think when I go back to like the nostalgic games, it is so much more epic because like you have like the core memories and like the happiness of
Hmm.
like playing them.
Yeah.
It's a bit more special, but I feel like there are still games out there that are really good. I wouldn't say that they can hook me to the point of playing them all the way through, though. That is true, and that's an interesting concept because that's my problem is I can't stick to one game. I'll get
Hmm.
bored of it or I'll skip around to other games. So I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, like games certainly don't have like the same pull they used to, and I feel like they're not as long. I feel like you can beat them much faster than you used to be able to beat games
Well, there's two
now.
things that play into that. One, having the internet as your cheat code, where you can just
Yeah,
see all the guides, how people are doing it. Before, you had your friends and your community, your neighbors that maybe played the same games that you did, and you guys had to come up with these strategies of how you accomplish certain levels or something. Then everybody copied everybody else, and you'd have the rogue person that'd be like, "Oh, I can figure this all out on my own." They'd be 10 levels behind. Now we have the internet where we can talk in a community place like in a Discord, or you can collaborate with your friends a heck of a lot easier than trying to
yeah,
do like LAN parties or hooking up the gaming system and everybody kind of collaborate all at one location so you can start
yeah,
progressing. It's a little bit different world,
yeah.
than I guess the one that I grew up in, which technology was non-existent, and then all of a sudden one day it was
Mhm.
here. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I actually still have my original Pokemon Gold guidebook. So I used to buy the guidebooks actually, and I would go
Me
through
too.
them, and that still took me a long time to
Yep.
do. But yeah, I used to like go to friends' houses and play games like Mario Party and Mario Kart and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And I kind of feel like with Split Fiction coming out and some of those newer games, we're getting back to that online a little bit. Like we
Hmm.
have multiplayer, but they are starting to make a couple games that has that same feel to it when you're
Yeah.
actually playing with a friend. So
Well,
it's pretty
my
cool.
my son is getting older as well. He had just had his ninth birthday, and my middle son, my middle stepboy, had decided that he doesn't use his Xbox at all, so he gave that as a gift. I'm assuming
Oh,
it's more
that's
as a
nice.
loan. But yeah, so touched a console for the first time in I don't know, again, decades. Um, and
Thank you so much for the raid, CPG.
now I'm playing video games with my boy at 9 and actually playing
Yeah,
to have fun because I can see for him it's not a job.
yeah.
There's no hook there. He's very similar on, oh, there's another fun game and I want to try this fun game, and he doesn't play them to completion either. And
Welcome in, guys. We have Billion from Fam here as well. We're just getting a raid
hello.
from CPG here,
Oh man.
part of our Fam Guild. We're here with Billion Football,
Well,
also part of our Fam Guild.
Mr. J Cluster, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I was lurking in your stream watching you play some Marvel Rivals a little earlier. I Again, these first person shooter games, like on a PC, I thought and I haven't played a lot of first person in a long time. I could just hop in this. I think OTG, well, I was playing Shrapnel, then OTG, and getting absolutely killed. And then I see people playing this Marvel's Rivals, and I'm like, I really want to
Yeah.
play because I'm a big Marvel's nerd. And,
Yeah.
like, I just don't want to go in there and suck.
Yeah. You're gonna suck. If you're new, you're gonna suck. You just have to say, I'm new, please don't yell at me, and they usually leave you alone.
Yeah.
And just stay to quick play or as long as you can. But yeah, it's a copy of Overwatch essentially. So for me
Oh,
it comes very naturally, like a lot of my skills are transferable over to that game.
gotcha.
We actually just did a tournament for Stream for a Cause and Streamlabs as well. We
Ooh.
raised $14,000 for charity, and we came in third place out of 16 with that. So lots of good things that happened
Yeah,
there. But
congratulations. That's
yeah,
that's
that was
awesome.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, we do cool things sometimes.
If I can figure out a way, so I'm on a board for a nonprofit as well, and we have some smaller events throughout the year, but we have our big disc
Mhm.
golf event every year in
Oh, that's
September,
fun.
and I'm trying to figure out a way that I can get into the streaming a little bit more and
Yeah.
also figure out a way to branch that off for a
Stream it.
possible way we can stream
Yeah.
that during the event. We have a
Yeah.
beautiful course. It's rated one of the top 10 in the entire world as a course. It's
Wow.
got 27 holes. It's the premier course where I live in Minnesota, and it's a destination. I mean, that's
Yeah.
people travel from different states just to come and experience. And we are the owner of that place is actually on our
Yeah.
board as well, kind of. I mean, I should be careful. He's not a board member, he's a prominent member in our leadership team that helps obviously facilitate it and
Mhm.
and help us continue to grow. In our last year, we actually cut a check for $50,000 for
Wow.
our recipient. Just a quick background because I don't want to talk about this too much. We want to talk about you.
Yeah.
We
That's
do
funny.
we do we sponsor families in our community that have
That's
youth
good.
that are getting cancer or have
Oh.
been diagnosed with cancer, and usually young parents. We have seen this because it was inspired by our buddy who got cancer and passed away, and disc golf was a big passion
Oh.
of his. So we have
Yeah.
found a lot of younger families with kids with cancer, they are still trying to establish their foundation. They're getting their savings, they're getting their retirements in place, they're still trying to budget and accommodate for a young family. Now you throw a kid with cancer in the mix, and everything is disrupted.
Yeah.
Parents are losing
Yeah.
jobs, grandparents are refinancing homes, and they're just trying to figure out what to do next. So what we look to
Yeah.
do is try to give them some information and a little bit of parachute or a head start so they're not absolutely overwhelmed with this complete change in their life. So
Yeah. That's amazing you guys do that. That's very, very important. Yeah.
yeah, I've been a part of that for about 14 years, and it just continues to grow year over year, and we keep trying to figure out ways to improve it, and
Yeah.
streaming is definitely an opportunity
Oh
we're looking forward
yeah.
to. So when
You
I
can
hear,
get subscriptions and stuff and donations coming in on stream for the families as well. Honestly, I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing that for sure. So,
I, yeah, I'll put it into my chat here, but if anybody
yeah.
was interested in seeing that what our site is
Yeah.
about, shared moderation. All right, so
And then are you any good at disc golf yourself?
used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah, I did win the tournament with a buddy of mine in our intermediate league. I want to say 7, 8 years ago.
Hmm.
But now with my career and then with stuff that I do for FAM for the past 3 years, stuff that I do with the nonprofit and raising my son and having a family in the house and the
Hmm.
whole shebang,
Life's busy.
life's busy to get out on the course and get a couple throws
Hmm.
in, but we are blessed with an amazing disc golf community around us. So
Yeah.
if my son showed interest in wanting to do that, I would be out there and I would probably, like with first person shooters, I'd probably get caught up pretty darn
Yeah.
quick. Just need
Yeah.
repetition.
Yeah.
So,
That's where you just have to go build a net out in the backyard.
yeah. It doesn't.
Here, throw it.
Yeah, I do need a basket for sure. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so let's talk about something fun that you do though, and that is the cosplay stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Hmm.
How do you do your cosplay choice, or how do you make your cosplay choices? How do they intersect with your games, if at all? And have you ever streamed as a character?
Yeah.
Um,
Um, so yeah, I there's a couple big ones I've done. If I make a cosplay, it's usually a character that I love or just like really an outfit that I've taken an interest in.
mhm.
One of my first ones was actually a collie from League of Legends, and I was
Ooh.
actually just talking about this the other day. I bought lighting kits and I fully wired a jacket. I used duct tape to cover just hats and shoes that I already had, and I just used anything in my closet, cutting it apart, sewing things together to make this costume. And I have a video on on my Instagram and on my socials, and it turned out really really good. Actually, that was probably one of my best ones. I've made a few others, but usually if I do them, I just work with things that I have. I am a little bit of a fashion obsessee.
Mhm.
I did go to school for fashion, so I have a very extensive closet, so I can use things, change them, sew them together, and I'll either pick a character that I just like, one that has a lot of pieces that I already own. I'm like, oh, you know what? I have this, this, and this. I could probably do something with that.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of a for fun thing every once in a while for photo shoots and stuff. I have some great local photographers that help me out with that. And on stream, yeah, I've especially on Halloween. I think I did like
Mm.
7 outfits around Halloween. A couple of them, the big ones, I do photo shoots off cam, but yeah, I think we dressed up as a pirate. We did Bunny from First Ascendant,
Mhm.
and yeah, just other characters. Like if I find something that works with it from a video game or something, I'll pop it up on stream if I can. Just wigs are really hard to wear for a long
Yeah.
period of time. They're very heavy and very uncomfortable. So
Oh, I
your
can't
head
even
starts hurting
imagine.
under a headset. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be
I don't know how
sweating.
streamers do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have just a red face, sweat would
Yeah.
consistently be dripping down. Yeah, I would not be a good cosplay candidate. Have you ever
Yeah.
attended any like events like, a Comic-Con or BlizzCon or
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. We've been going to like the Toronto Comic Con since I was little. I've gone to a couple of them.
Mhm.
One of the last ones I went to in Toronto, I actually met Carrie Fisher. I am a huge Star Wars nerd. So I
Oh.
have a signed poster from Carrie Fisher and Ian. I should have grabbed it, but it's in storage right now. But I do have that under my head with a pretty cool story. I'll tell you the story. I have to tell you the story.
Okay.
So we met Carrie at one of the Comic Cons, and I had like crazy hair. I used to do modeling and hair modeling and stuff. So I had like bright yellow, red, orange hair. And she's like, "I love your hair. Can I take a photo of you?" Yes, yes, you can, Carrie. So she got her assistant to take a photo of me. So that should be in her like collection somewhere,
Oh my
which is
goodness.
really cool. And then she was super nice. And then she's like, "Do you want a blessing?" And I'm like, "Oh, what's that for?" She's like, "It's just a blessing." And she was kind of got up, I'm like, "Yes, whatever, yes." So she takes glitter and she like puts a dot on your forehead. So the rest of the day, I'm like walking around with glitter all over my face as it's falling down.
Oh my
So yeah,
goodness.
that's my story of meeting Carrie, and I think I went to that one dressed as Tifa from Final Fantasy.
Mhm.
And I do go to the cons here. I don't do huge costumes because I do love participating in events and shopping, and again the wigs and the
Mhm.
heavy costumes. I don't know how people do it all day because I'm exhausted just wearing regular clothes. But like the artists, the shopping, you'll see me going to the cons here every year. They're not as big in Canada. They are quite smaller. It's mostly about like the little stalls and really unique things there.
Mhm.
But yeah, I definitely dress up every time I go. So
Oh, that's
that's
so cool.
fun.
I get a
Yeah.
little jealous because, I do have the side of me that's like, you know what? You could do it.
Just do it.
I'm a
Do
large
it.
stature of a man, so I'm
Yeah.
about 6'4" and a big guy, so I have a lot of options for these big characters,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it just I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's embarrassment, like, oh, maybe they won't like it, or if it's just, I don't think it's a lack of confidence. I
Yeah.
think it's more of like, you're gonna go out there and not be as cool as you're envisioning, but I don't think that's the point. I think the point is
Yeah.
being comfortable with yourself and being like,
Yeah.
I'm cool, and maybe
Yeah.
one day I can move past my own blocking
Yeah.
of letting that come out.
And honestly, I encourage you to do it because we all feel that. I feel that. Like I get that when I go too because like some like you'll see people that don't have the most perfect makeup or stuff, but like no one does care, and that's the thing. No one there will care. What you'll
Hmm.
get more than anything else is like, oh, that's the girl from Beetlejuice, isn't it? I'm like, yeah. And like they just care. They're recognizing what you are. Like if they can guess what you're trying to do, they're
Hmm.
happy, whether it's done good or bad. And like even the bad ones that are like clearly made out of like cardboard boxes and someone just took some dollar store paint and splashed it on someone's still like, oh, you're this character, and they're like happy for you. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, the mutual nerves, it's much less intimidating once you're actually there.
When it comes to Halloween, I can get pretty creative, and I do get
Yeah,
excited because I can dress up, and the confidence is absolutely peaked at that point.
yeah.
But just going to, like, I go to Magic Con conventions in Minnesota. There's
Thank
a
you for the
pretty
semi
big one,
bag.
and it has this section where all these cosplayers go, and we like to walk over there and look at, because they do photo ops and stuff too, and it looks so cool, and I'm like, I could pull that off. I could do that. I just, one of these days, I gotta get past it. So
I
let's
would definitely
yeah
do it. Yeah.
let's get back to the streaming part. So I have been
Hmm.
to a few of your streams, and I need to be there more now that I actually know you do it 7 days a week. It seems like
Yeah.
I have certain days where I can accommodate, especially later in the evening, and that's when you're on there. And do try to open up tabs whenever I can. Which, by the
Hmm.
way, if you are listening in and you are part of the Fam Guild, drop those tabs. Support each other. That's how we're
Hmm.
going to grow here. So I encourage everybody at the very least, just open up a tab, get that sound up to even one, and show some love for these fam content creators. I mean, your streams are very vibrant. They're
Oh, thank you.
exciting. You've got just personality that's just oozing from it, and it's very, talking about addicting. It's
Oh,
addicting to
thanks.
watch because you're like, oh my gosh, this is super fun. This is what I'm looking for when I see somebody like yourself, or I see others that are a part of the fam, and they're really starting to
Hmm.
blossom, or it sounds like you've already had that and joined us with that experience, but we've got others that are still trying to find their next step
Yeah.
in their journey.
Yeah.
Can you describe kind of a particular memorable interaction with your viewers that embodies the spirit of your community, though?
Oh, I want chat to start laughing now. So, well, first of all, yeah, and like I try not to gatekeep anything. So if anyone ever needs help, like learning how to do something, I'm like, ask, DM me, ask, whatever. Like I'm more than willing to just give people my programs and stuff. I spent hours researching things from like after stream to like 10 o'clock in the morning. It would go by just
Hmm.
learning what is the best program to use, what is like what can I learn more about streaming and stuff. I just fixed my camera and my microphone last night. So it's never ending. Like we're all lost and no one knows what we're doing, much like being an adult. So yeah, just keep going. Just keep fixing one thing one day and you're getting further along. So I'm nowhere near where I would want to be, but like you just keep pushing the bar, right?
Hmm.
But but yeah, that encapsulates my stream. My stream is known for being very inappropriate. So anytime there is a good joke or something inappropriate that they would like to say live on stream, and I'm lost being like, what is this, like what, sorry, why is everyone laughing and screaming no in chat? And we have a couple of clips where I have learned things that I wish I really didn't know.
Hmm.
So that happens every once in a while. My chat can be very unhinged, especially when new people like coming in, they like to misbehave. But I feel like the embodiment of my stream is actually chat likes messing with me. We have programs like Dixper that will kill me in the middle of a game. Loud noises, blanking out my screen, yeeting me off ledges, things like that. They really enjoy, and yeah, other than that, it's yeah, with the community aspect. I think one big moment that I had was I actually did get to go on Smite game. If you know the game Smite, one time, Davian, one of the Olympians that streamed for them, he was one of my very first big raids. He came in and just rated me as a little streamer with like 100 and something people, and we've been friends for a couple years now. And one day he invited me to go on Smite game. I think I don't remember how many people there were, but it was over 1,000 for sure. So
Ooh.
that was very intimidating. And we just had a good time game together, and I learned things from him as he does them too. And it's just super nice people and like community of Twitch
Mm-hmm.
that you can kind of grow through and learning connections. Like it's like genuine connections, and like you said, hanging out in people's streams and playing games with new people and just reaching out, and it's
Yeah.
that's how you grow just
Yeah,
step by step.
that's
So
kind of how the fam
mm-hmm.
grew. There were a
Yeah.
lot of like minds that loved to play mutual games, and
Mm-hmm.
from there, with 369 and Pac's vision of why don't we just start building a community around streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and bring all these collaborators together to ultimately create kind of this safe haven to ask your questions, to improve your
Yeah.
streams, to test things out like we were testing when we were starting. Like we'll make it work one way or another. Just a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace in between moments, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
succeed together.
Yeah.
And I mean, that might be an aspect of it,
I
but
see your quotes, Frank.
what drew you specifically to the Fam Guild, and how do you envision yourself growing, being a part of a community like this?
Yeah, so actually, I was trying to think because you had asked me at one point, like, how I originally got part of FAM. I don't remember. It was big time I got invited to,
Hmm.
and I don't remember who originally invited me. I don't think it was Fam Guild. I think 365 came into my big time stream when I was streaming it.
Oh,
And then he reached out to me. So Big Time was one of the games that I think Fam kind of started out on, right? Like that was
yes.
kind of like the big one.
Yep.
So I've been around for like a couple years now. And then he came in and he's like, well, I actually have a community like based around these games and stuff. Like, do you want to do a sponsored stream for us, like some of the other games we have? And I was like, okay, sure. Like I'm already playing. Like he's come in my stream a couple times as I've been playing them. So
Hmm.
we did that, and he just kept inviting me to things and like things that you guys had going on, and I was like, yeah, sure. We played Illuvium. We did we did boss fighters. We did a couple of the other games that popped up as well, and then Mrs. Fam invited me to her girl Discord, and then eventually they're like, hey, yeah, we're doing a stream too. Like we're doing the whole shebang. So I was like, yeah, sure. I kind of had the same envision that I want to do that for myself, but I'm not quite as big. And we have a lot of people from my community that are like overseas or different time zones, which makes it really hard. But
Hmm.
you guys already have like the schedule and the community all built up. Like you can raid like it just keeps going. It just there's so many people. It just keeps going and going, and everybody's like super nice and wanting to help people grow. So it's like that's the vision I had too. Is like it's you have all these micro communities all over Twitch, and
Hmm.
it just brings them together like in one place, and that's what a stream team's really for, right? It's about helping
Yeah.
each other and stuff. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
before I joined this leadership team for FAM,
Mm-hmm.
it looked like this was a landscape that needed some tending to,
Mm-hmm.
because you had such a difference between those that were deemed quote unquote, however you want to see it, successful, and those that were struggling, trying to
Mm-hmm.
find it. And then you had different varieties of personalities of people that were, you know what, I'm totally content. I just want to stream my game. My buddies join. This is their method in which that they can collaborate together and
Mm-hmm.
work together. And when Pac was talking to me, 3 Pac was saying, this is our vision. This is the route that we want to take. Do you want to join along on this venture? I'm like, dude, this looks amazing. What you're doing is
Yeah.
amazing. what drew
Mhm.
me in was along the same lines of the philanthropic, nonprofit stuff that I do, where
Yeah.
helping families. I was seeing streaming as an opportunity for those that had possibly some physical disabilities or mental
Mhm.
disabilities or some type of disability that they were relying on some external entity in seeing that as a way of just navigating life, where streaming became a financial freedom opportunity for them
Mhm.
in a route that they wanted to pursue while being, really involved with gaming, really involved in communities, just love to connect with people. And I said,
Mhm.
this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I want to help these guys. And
Mhm.
my first introduction to Twitch was a disabled veteran,
Yep.
and veterans have a really, like, you, for those that are US, like, we're one of
Mhm.
the only countries that always talks about us in terms of a country, even though we have separate states. But when we talk about a country, it's always us. And when we talk to people
Mhm.
overseas, like I went to a conference in Dubai with one of the members of FAM Exotic, and when we were talking to these people that were invested in these Web3 games and these different DAOs and communities, they brought it up to us that whenever you guys talk about the US, you always talk about us. So veterans have a really, really strong place in my heart.
Mhm.
Having veterans in my family, I was not a veteran myself, but having that ultimate respect for us as a nation, uh, when I see them struggling and I see them happy though in this sort of meta in this landscape, I want to figure out ways that I can help them and help them succeed. And
Mhm.
that's ultimately why I'm not primarily a streamer myself. I leave that to people that are just fantastic at doing it, whether it is 4 years or 4 days.
Mhm.
I just want to be a part of how I can help change people's lives and help people in any way, shape, or form. And if it's just opening up a tab and just keeping one extra view
Yeah.
on there, I'm happy to do that. It's very minimal effort, and then being involved in the chat, that's where my effort's actually coming in. And you'll see me drop
Mhm.
flags while you're live, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
my background in getting involved in that. And we're happy that you had found us and that you made your way onto the stream team. As I said, I've watched a few of your streams and really enjoyed the content that's there.
Thank
And really though, doing it 7 days a week, I mean, how do
you.
you maintain the energy, that enthusiasm,
Yeah.
and keep being creative consistently?
Yeah, and actually, before I go to that too, so mentioning like the disabilities and stuff like that, it's you really never know what people are going through and stuff, and that's why it's important to be kind to everyone.
Very
I
much
have a
so.
car accident injury, and I can't work full time. So this is part of my income as well. It's like you don't know, like just because people look fine, like you don't know what they've gone through, or like why they're doing certain things. So it's very important to support people regardless of kind of what you assume about people. It's
Hmm.
very very important. But but yeah, seven streaming 7 days a week. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, am I burning out a little bit? Because I used to have my own space to be like a lot louder in the old house that I was in. Now it's like there's people living upstairs, so I'm like, I have to be a little bit quieter sometimes. And like, I get to a point where I do feel that I'm bored with games. Like, I think, especially like in the last week, even, I've been like, what am I going to play tonight? Do I feel like playing games? Like, I'm here because it's stream time and it's a job now. And it's like, but what do I really feel like playing? Like, if I was all by myself, what would I be playing? And like, I can't even think of what to put on sometimes. So there is a little bit of a struggle. It's just I've kind of scheduled it as this is like my work time. And so it
Hmm.
does really feel like that now. It's like not an option to go. It's like it's your job. You have to go. So it's there's never a, am I not going to stream tonight? But
Hmm.
my mod did kind of stick something in with me, and I encourage other people to do this too because it does work. He's like, but what if you stream tonight and someone drops 100 subs? What if you stream tonight and like you have like a total blast and like a whole bunch of people come into stream and like you're laughing all night, or like every time you click live, you don't know what's going to happen when you go
Mm-hmm.
stream. And usually once you start streaming, like we love our friends, we love our community, so you end up laughing and you feel better, like regardless of what was going on in life. Like it is really a social activity, so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of more of a pick you up more than having to like sit there and like play games. It's hanging out. So yeah, that's kind of what keeps me going. Even on days when I'm really sick, I do take some nights off occasionally, but
Well,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, every single day for 365 days would
Hmm.
be tough no matter who
Yeah.
you are in whatever circumstance. But it
Hmm.
is absolutely impressive. In taking those days off, would you say that is part of your not routine, but part of your what would be the proper way to put it? How you would overcome those challenges of burnout? Are there any other strategies besides taking days
Yeah,
off that you try to implement to keep you kind of right there
for
into the fight?
sure. Yeah, so one, if I'm sick, I'll still stream, but the very difficult thing, especially with girls who like wear a lot of makeup and do hair and stuff, you don't want to do that for stream. That's probably like the number one reason why I wouldn't want to stream, is like I don't want to have to do all this. Like if I'm at home sick and not feeling well, the last thing I want to do is like present myself in front of a group of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even in real life, like the last thing you want to do is like go into the office or like walk into like a convention or something when you're feeling like full flu mode. So
Mm-hmm.
what I did is I started with a PNG tuber, and now I have an actual VTuber. So if I'm really not feeling well, I can still stream if I'm bored or I want to do something, but I put the VTuber up. That's my character, so I can
Mm-hmm.
do that and just kind of still the camera's off and I have my own space. I can blow my nose freely or like whatever's going on without having anyone watch me, or like eat food or something. But so that is like a huge tip that I give to people, is just like have like a backup where you can turn your camera off but still be there as like a visual.
Mm-hmm.
Krim loves VTubers in chat, clearly. And then what I also do is I do take days off when I really want to do something. So like if there is an event, like I'm a car girl, so I go to car shows, I go to concerts, I go if like friends or family are doing things. I will have a routine for when I do that. I do have a laptop that I bring with me, and I'll tell stream leading up to it, like I'm just going to be streaming this off camera, just so you guys know for this long because I'm going to be away, and when I
Mm-hmm.
get back, we'll be back to normal. Or uh, I'll just say, hey, I'm off for this night, but I'll have tons of content and photos that I'll bring back for them to see. So even though they missed out on something, they're kind of like gaining something by like seeing videos. Or I've live streamed from concerts before. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but yeah, so it's important to definitely at least take a day off when you need it.
For sure. Do you feel
Hmm.
like since you've been streaming, do you feel outside of gaming that's kind of impacted your confidence or changed your personality in certain ways in your life?
So no one ever believes me when I say this, but I'm actually like the most shy, quiet person. Like if I'm in a group setting at a party, like I'm the person who will sit against a wall and kind of be like, I don't know what to talk about. So I've always kind of been that like awkward person. Like even in school, like I was never the popular person. I was kind of like the smoker. I was actually a smoker's pit kid. Kind of like punk quieter person. I had friends. I was friends with everybody, but I wasn't like the middle of every friend group in school. So when I started streaming, it's like, yeah, all these people want to come here and hang out with me. That's weird. That's very weird. And now I'm kind of like one of the cool kids, it feels like. And if anything, I do feel like it has been easier to strike up conversations and talk to people. I definitely, even in public, do that a little bit more. It is a little bit easier because you can kind of you have topics more to talk about. Like you're not as nervous about what people are going to think about you. I don't care what anyone thinks about me probably anymore because I've embarrassed myself like 100-fold on stream many times before. So yeah, I do think it helps out with that a little bit for sure.
Yeah. Communication skills are super important no matter what
Hmm.
setting you're in, and this is a great place to improve communication, and that was great advice earlier. A lot of people are nervous putting themselves out there, putting themselves on a camera. They're like, what if people don't accept me for me? I mean, I
Mhm.
throw on a hat and a sweatshirt, and I'm like, I'm good to go. I'm gonna hop on camera because I could care less
Mhm.
about doing my hair. I thankfully don't have to
Yeah.
worry about the makeup stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe if I do get into cosplay one day, then yeah, there will be more makeup, and
Yeah.
I'll worry about it. But at least for right now, I feel like it had changed my confidence,
Yeah.
just a little bit, and more in the online setting, because I was a very communicative person prior to that, and then now being in front of a camera for as long as I had been, it's like, okay, now it's just natural. It feels
Mhm.
comfortable doing. But yeah, so th- that sounds like it's a very common thing where people are building up a lot more courage
Mhm.
in improving on those skills. Um, yeah, I guess you know what I feel like we had covered that quite a bit. I want to jump into some fun topics if you don't mind, just
Sure.
this
Yeah.
totally awkward, weird transition. That's
That's good. I'm here for it. I always say go for it.
you know, I want to keep things interesting for
Yeah.
your viewers, the chatters, and everything.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. If you could pick one game character to describe your
Mhm.
personality perfectly, who would it be and why?
Oh, see, that's hard. There's so many characters. Hmm. I need to think of someone who's more fiery. I don't even know if there is one. That's such a like. I almost need to look at my games real quick. Like, what are games that I play? Like I love Tifa and Akali, but it's more because I think they're cool. I guess it would have to be someone like that because that's probably why I like them so much as characters is because they're really strong females, but like they're cool and they are like they're fighters. So I think that that's probably something that I most likely resonate with. Like we tend Nazebo, stop it, Grim. We tend to like
Zebra.
you have assuming since you know Blizzard games, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Okay, well he's a voodoo guy that wears a mask and throws frogs and poison at people.
Oh,
But
there we go.
anyway, um, yeah, I think yeah, because even if I pick someone from Marvel, like it would probably be Rogue. Like it tends to be like characters that I admire more than anything. So I'd like to say like the best qualities I have, probably I see in some of those characters. I don't
hmm
know if there's someone who completely encapsulates me as a person as a whole, but those are probably closest to.
Well,
Yeah,
if we're gonna stick in Marvel, maybe that's Mystique, as you can adapt and
yeah,
change to whatever
maybe
you need. You could be
that would
virtually
work.
any
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, that's something that would work too. I mean, she's pretty badass too. So, but yeah, I'm not like you have to like look at like there's different personality types. There's like kind of like girly girls. There's like kind of butcher sporty girls. Like I feel like you can like label people, but each person really is like their own individual person. So you can have elements of all these things, but like when it really comes down to it, like you are like a super unique person. There's
hmm
so much that is built into like one person. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's stick to fun questions.
Yeah.
Which iconic gamer or streamer, and I don't know what your background is, if you
Mhm.
like to follow any other streamers or get involved in any other channels, but has there been
Yeah.
anybody that's been on your radar that you would most like to collab with if you had the opportunity, and what type of content would you want to create with them?
So that one's definitely hard because I don't really watch bigger streamers, and I feel like that's taboo. Like, do I know of a lot of bigger streamers? Yes. But like obviously like there's like Pokimane and QC and like all those people, but um, a lot of bigger streamers. One, I do want to mention this just because if they were like super loud streamers that are kind of causing chaos that we see a lot, like I feel like that's what we see as the most viral thing now. A lot of big streamers cause chaos and like things you wouldn't want your child doing, they're doing as not the best role models. I don't really want to be a part of that. That's not something that I kind of want to be a part of.
hmm
Um, Even though it's entertaining, it's great entertainment. But do I want to be doing that? No, because it's like not part of what I am. I think there is a lot of great female streamers that I've seen out there that are really just like for gaming, for community, like doing cool things and doing that. So I don't know if there's anyone I'd want to collaborate with, but I would say like the people who are out there like just doing their thing, collaborating with brands that they really love, playing the games that they love, like those are people that I'd want to hang out with and play with. And I guess I've had a great opportunity playing with some Smite streamers where I've been able to do that. They're all absolutely lovely community. So I'd love to do that again. Really, anyone who's just all about that and hanging out and having a good time, like yeah, like I'd be like, hit me up and let's play some games and just have a good time. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite streamer that you've seen that's part of the fam community, or anybody that you're like, you know what, I do like to catch them when they're live?
So I don't know anyone too much yet. So I know we've rated a couple people. So one of the problems is time zones for me.
Mm-hmm.
Either people are streaming at the same time as me, or I'm not on the computer during the day. So I've seen Diamond is kind of who I've been rating into. So I've seen some of his content. I checked out some of your stuff that you sent me. And I've only seen like VODs and stuff of like what other people have done. So what I need to do is start like hanging out at like I rate per stream and keep streaming, and then by the time I go back they're gone. So I'm like, damn it. So I need to start hanging out during the day, and sometimes I have favorite streamers that are part of my community that I'll have them up while I'm working, since I work from home. So I'll put them up and listen and kind of interact while I'm doing that. So that I need to start like catching the fans that are on during the day so I can hang out, because I watch like my own community and streamer friends more than I do big streamers. Those are the streamers I hang out with, and if they're like chatty during the day or like hanging out, that's probably who I'll get to know the best. So I'm excited to meet everyone. I don't know too many people yet, so yeah.
Well, we're hoping that we do offer more opportunities that streamers get to know each other, and ultimately, you know, one of the many goals that we have is we do want to create the ultimate hangout place, the place that streamers and viewers want to go check out, actually vetted people that we believe in, that we think have sort of that it factor, or some charisma, or keep it entertaining, you know, through a full length of a 3-hour block, or if it's less, even an hour block or 2 hour. We're looking for those opportunities for those streamers to get to collaborate with each other. And really, I know we brought her up before with Miss 369, but I think you two would be just, your energy would feed off each other so much on a stream. It would be hard. It would be hard to watch, because you just like I like to multitask. I like to work and I like to do my things, you know, while I'm watching. I would be stuck.
Drawing you into the combo.
Yeah, I'd be on your guys' chat the whole time, like, oh my god, I gotta enter in this.
That's good. That's what I do too. I end up doing that while I'm at home watching people, and it's like they'll mention something, I'm like, oh yeah, I love that too, and I'll get in there. I think we need to plan a community night where we play some like Jackbox, or like have some like racing games or something going, because I feel like that'll get everybody together. It'd be super fun.
For
yeah, then we can hear people screaming in real time.
and usually when we do collaborations with some of these gaming studios, like Boss Fighters you had mentioned, our channels fill up quickly, and a lot of people actually in our community don't even go live on Twitch. They'll just stream right from Discord, and people just hop in and hang out. And some of the banter that you hear on there, talk about never knowing what to expect when you hit live. When you join in, you have no idea the topics that are going to be discussed, and they don't care. You just come in and hang out and listen in, and it's so funny. Well, at times it's funny, other times it's educational, other times you're like, how do people think of this stuff? Like, this is chaos. It's crazy.
The shower thoughts that come out during stream.
So let's say you had unlimited resources. What would your ultimate streaming, cosplay, or combination of both, or one or the other, what would your biggest project look like?
I actually, I think I figured this out recently, like literally in the last like 3 weeks. So obviously I want to go for partner and stuff, but like what I want to do differently with stream, like if I was one of these big streamers like Kai Nut with like unlimited funds, have you ever heard of a show called Uh-Oh? It is an old game show from the 90s. where they dropped slime on people. You should look it up because my chat was freaking out, and I learned that the United States has no idea what this show was. We also used to have Video in Arcade. That was like a talk show talking about the latest up and coming games. Those are two Canadian shows that y'all have probably never heard of
Nope.
that you need to know. This game show to do with streamers would be so much fun. Just all adults, pretty much in like an Olympic style competition where you're like doing bag races, sorting through slime to find things, trivia. I think that would be like the next level of Mr. Beast games.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
I think it would be so much fun, especially if you had like multiple streamers on a team, like 4 people per team per color. I think it would be super fun to do. Um, and other than that, I think like a cosplay, I would love to be like a cosplayer that goes around to conventions and stuff. It is very expensive to make good cosplays. Like ones where I'm actually rigging myself, that is hundreds of dollars to build and a lot of time. I wouldn't have time with that with my day job either. Having to do things like that. So
But
if
let's
I
say you
had
had
unlimited resources
unlimited.
and
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
yeah, like there's a couple cosplays I really want to do. Like Sele from Honkai Star Rail is one that I have on my throne wish list right now that I really want to do. And Anjumon, I talk about that one all the time from Digimon. I see people doing them and I'm jealous of it and I want to do these characters because they're so badass. But I just think about the time and I'm like, oh, I would definitely do those. I would love to travel around to conventions and just hang out at conventions and talk to people and take pictures of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that too, I would love to get more car stuff going. Like I would bring you guys to like car shows with me and to races. And I'd probably finish souping up my car that I have as well. So
Oh,
it's my
sweet.
dream to turn. I have a Veloster from Hyundai. It's my turbocharged grocery getter. So I want to turn it into a Velociraptor. I have a lot of dinosaur themed things on it already, but if I could like completely get like a full wrap and so a body kit going, that's kind of my dream for that too. So it's like those are like all my passions, kind of
You
fun
just
things.
hit me with so many fun, cool visuals and
Yeah,
ideas. That's
yeah.
that's so cool.
That's my problem. I'm like an ADD ping pong ball where like I like so many things that I can't ever focus on one thing. I'm just all over the place, always doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really like my focus is never in one spot. It's just like, oh, I have all these ideas. Let's try and just do one. So yeah, I'm full of ideas.
I'm checking out this game show, and some of these pictures
Yeah,
are so funny. So
yeah,
I'll be heading out to our physical location for the FAM headquarters out in
yeah.
Connecticut in June, and I'm gonna have to talk to 3Pac about, he's envisioning, this big party here, but if we want to do potentially some like fun community building activity or something, if we
It's
had everybody
adult day
coming out,
camp. It's
yeah.
literally adult day camp.
Yeah. Get a partnership with the casino, get everybody free room and board while they're hanging out
That'd be
there,
cool.
and then partner with the casino and give us like this big giant like conference room or something
That would
so
be
we could do
cool.
like an and stream it all live. Oh, that sounds like
Yeah,
all
it
right,
would be
all
pretty
right.
cool.
I gotta mark
I
this
want
note
credit
down.
for this if it happens.
I gotta
But yeah,
mark
no,
this
it'd be
down.
super fun. Yeah, we actually did. Do you know the show Minute to Win It that used to be on TV?
Yep.
So I did my own version of Minute to Win It as well. I took a whole bunch of the old games and we had some of our friends on it where we were like twerking, trying to get ping pong balls off of our butts. Like
And the
it was a
Kleenex
good
box.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that one. We did a whole bunch of other ones, and that was super fun too. We all had a good time. We destroyed our stream rooms. There was tissue paper and toilet paper everywhere, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good time. Adults like to have fun too.
Well, yeah, Minute to Win It is actually one of our stands for our nonprofit
Oh, that's
in
cool.
at our big event. So we have like a big raffle table, and then we have various games centered usually around kids. So we've had pony
Mhm.
rides, we've had big
Yeah.
inflatable like I don't know courses, I guess, not just like the
Yep.
jumpy thing, but everything. And
Yep.
then this year I proposed, why don't we do Minute to Win It, and people can just pay a
Mhm.
dollar, and then whoever has the highest or the best scores at the end, then it's a 50-50 split on what's
That's
paid
cool.
in. And
Mhm.
it didn't quite take off because we didn't quite set it up where people knew about it. The people that knew about it
Yeah.
spent the whole time there, and other people didn't know what
Yeah.
they were doing. And yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna figure out how to get that more incorporated.
Yeah. There's
Love it though.
That's hard too because there's also like the nerve thing. People will see it, think it's funny, but they won't want to do it themselves in front of people. So
Yeah.
that's hard sometimes too. Yeah. Yeah, getting the brave ones from the crowd.
Well, we've been going at this for about an hour and 15 minutes. Let's
Mm,
do some final wrap up questions
sure.
here, and then you can get into the gaming with your community. And I'm going to be happy to sit back and actually take the pressure off me for a little bit and enjoy
Yeah,
watching
no
you.
worries.
So, with a fiery personality like
Yeah.
yours, what big dreams or milestones are you chasing on your next streaming journey? So, I know you kind
Yeah.
of decided elaborate a little bit on what you would ultimately want to do, like with your cars
Yeah.
and with the cosplay. And I'm hoping
Yeah.
that does work out for you, and I'm hoping
Thank
that
you.
we play at least a small role, if any, to help you achieve that. Um, what's that first next step though for you?
Yeah. Honestly, and I encourage other people to do this too, because I'm a numbers person. I pick someone who is slightly larger than me and has slightly of a bigger follower than me, maybe like 1,000, 2,000 followers above myself, and I chase them. I actually check my stats all the time, and I say, all right, how are we going to get closer? How am I going to get closer to beating them and chasing them? And I do that all the time, and I have passed a whole bunch of our friends. So I want to bring them with me, of course, and I want to keep collaborating with them and getting there. But like, how can we keep getting closer and closer to someone else? What can I do better all the time? What is working? What isn't working? So I always
Hmm.
check my stats to do that, and completely tailor myself to what's working. But what I really like, eventually, it's partner. So it's for now, it's small steps like building community, meeting new people, having events all the time is what I'm trying to do as well. More social media, more events. So keeping things fresh on stream where people are like excited for some of the things happening. And then I don't really do social media. Like I kind of cheap out and post photos of myself because I'm lazy. Um, getting dressed up and making reels and editing, it takes so much time. So
Yes,
I'm
it does.
starting to do that. I have like a goal for like my mic that I want to get, and I want to start making a social media space specifically and finding kind of my niche and content. I've made it in certain ways, but at the same time, I really haven't narrowed down what I want my target market to be in the long run. Because I'm a
Gotcha.
business person too. Like I worked in corporate my whole life. So it's like what is my niche, my target, and what am I going to go for, and what kind of content am I going to put out? And I still feel like I need to tailor that. So it's
Hmm.
a good time to experiment and kind of figure that out. And then yeah, one day if we can get to the point where we're going to events, traveling to events and streaming them, while having like the hangout space when we're home, like that would be the ideal dream. And it's just a good time, it's fun, and as it's dream job, really it's a dream job for a lot of people, I think so.
Oh, for sure. And
Hmm.
that's also appealing as well for people in even successful positions that they're in the corporate world. They look at people
Hmm.
just you get to stream, hang out with your friends, play games, go do these
Yeah.
different events. And yeah, that it seems surreal, yet
Hmm.
we're in such an infancy stage of this development
Yeah.
of this new thing that people are finding. And with the development of AI and sort of the redundancy of Hollywood, people are craving like just exciting new content. And it seems to be
Hmm.
like, you know, taking a step back from this overproduction of things to just real people doing real things that
Yeah.
kind of align with other people's realities that they see versus this,
Yeah.
I don't know, utopia that they'll see from a Hollywood production. It's
Yeah.
it's an exciting time. It's really
Yeah.
really fun.
I I think too that actually a lot of people are starting to feel isolated. I think like social media, you're not actually interacting with people. You're seeing
Hmm.
what other people are doing, which is isolating. And I think I don't feel like people are maybe interacting with people as much as like we think they are on a
Hmm.
day-to-day basis quite as much. And I think it's kind of building the community that we're kind of losing a little bit. especially in the adult space. Like you tend not to make friends quite as easily unless you're going a lot of places. So for those
Hmm.
that are kind of hanging out at home and just living their daily lives, like it's a constant dose of interaction with real humans. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, it's the new entertainment space for sure.
So really quick about
Hmm.
the content creation and creating these reels and things, do you find
Yeah.
yourself wanting to be more of a person that has full control of that, or would you be interested in looking at opportunities for outsourcing? Because I believe we have people that do that within the fam community. They'll take different content that you have, and you can ask them to edit it and really kind of give them the creative path that you want to follow, and then let them roll with it.
Yeah,
Would
like
that be something you're
um
interested in?
so I think any streamer would jump at that and say yes, absolutely. Like
Hmm.
taking time off streamers' plates to not have to edit. The problem always with that is cost. Like even just asking someone to do it for free. Like actually, my mod here, Pretzel, he edited a huge video for me that's going to be coming soon. We do have a secret project we've been working on for a trailer, but
Ooh,
it's
exciting.
just even asking him to do it for free. Like I couldn't. I had to buy him a crap ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I would just feel so horrible if I didn't give him anything. So it's like yes, absolutely. I think any streamer would appreciate that help, especially people who really know what they're doing at a professional level. That's a massive resource, and to most people, I think that's a dream being able to pay for something like that.
Hmm.
Much like even just hyper professional graphics, like it comes down to cost for a lot of people. But everybody wants it. Everybody wants it. Everyone wants to get as close as they can to that professional look and quality. And outside of that, it's more so non-gaming content as well. Like we have clips from stream and stuff like that, but it's also like, what content do you do in real life, and like what are you going to film
Hmm.
from outside of streaming as well. So there's a mixture of like, yes, that's a huge part of it and would be a great help, and then the other side of it is also no, because it's like I need to pull things from my everyday life and
Hmm.
kind of go on the go with my camera and whatever content I want to put out. So
Yep.
so it's a combination for sure.
Well,
Hmm.
once we are settled after the stream, and we'll connect in
Sure.
either later tonight or at another day, I would like to talk to you about the options that we have available,
Yeah.
and ones that, and like I said, I don't really want to give it away on the stream, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I feel
we
like we need to have a chat about everything you do, because now it's like, oh, you do a lot of things behind the scenes. So
we may have some opportunities to talk to you about that. You may be interested
cool.
though, if you're open to talking about that.
Of
And
course.
when it comes from a cost-effective standpoint, we'll cover those as well, discussing what your options are. Because ultimately, as I said, we're trying to build this community. I don't know if you've seen some of the announcements that have come out over the past couple of months, but
Yeah.
we are desperate for our community, our streamers, to provide content,
Hmm.
and just give us your clips. We've got a team that will do editing, and that we
Yeah.
want to ultimately put together a catalog of some of our favorite fam streaming content, and have
Yeah.
those put in different locations to continue advertising to get people onto our streams. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like this is a good time to plug too. Hey, streamers that are watching right now, if you want to join the Fam Guild, come join
Yeah,
our community. We have Discord links and a website. It's rolling
absolutely.
in chat constantly. All you gotta do is click that link and go check it out.
Yeah, yeah. And as they are kind of in infancy stage, we are continuing to develop. But what we do offer from a fam community standpoint is visibility,
Hi,
which is a
Frank.
big thing. We bring like-minded folks, so even if your favorite streamer is not streaming, you may find a personality or a content
Hmm.
creator available that's just as intriguing, that at least passes the
Hmm.
time until you can get back to Ferrari's stream
Yeah.
and enjoying that content. And then along with the creator pages that we have, I saw yours. I got some information from there, started looking through some of your highlights and clips and learning about you. I mean, we want to have that as an opportunity, a landing page for your community, so they can
Hmm.
always stay in touch with you, and then also identify certain ambitions that you have, you know, interact with certain possibly some future advertisers that we're going to be putting on these creator pages. And ultimately, it's always going to get better. So
Yeah.
where we are
No
right
way
now is
better.
a really good place, but where we
Yeah.
want to be, I think everybody, if they could see the vision that we've been articulating for quite a while now, I think a lot of people are going to be excited to be a part of this journey. So encourage
Yeah.
everybody that's watching, get on famguild.com, poke around, look around, but you know, find yourself on these creator pages. On my stream, those can that are watching from there can see famguild.com/CP as short for creator page, CP-Ferrari Fire. Learn about her, get to know her, put her 7 days a week. It's gonna be hard to find a
I'm
reason
always
not
here.
to find your way in to experience this too. And I see why I was intrigued and excited to get an interview with you,
Oh,
get you on
shiny.
this podcast. So,
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
where do you see your channel like a year or two from now? You know, with that fiery ambition of wanting to catch that next higher streamer and having these strategies developed. Do you see yourself making partner or at least that much closer?
I'd love to be like, oh hell yeah, but no, probably not. I think partner is extremely difficult. I really do. Since I'm a stat person, I'll throw out the stats right now. Like there's nine there. This was from about a year or two ago. There's about 9 million people on Twitch.
Hmm.
2.5 of them are affiliates, which is already a huge accomplishment. Even getting that three average viewers, it doesn't happen for everyone.
Hmm.
And then I have sat anywhere between the top 30 to top 100,000 streamers, and I'm not even a partner. The top partners, there's only about like what 45,000, maybe a couple more now.
Yeah,
So
there's not very many.
reaching that, there's not very many. So
Hmm.
I'm not there yet. Like I have a great base and we have great numbers, but to get there, it's going to take time. It's definitely going to take time before we get there, and I'm okay with that. Even if we
Hmm.
don't grow, I think it's something you have to be okay with because it's still like a huge accomplishment. It's honestly like a business and something that I run. So I'm excited just to see what's next and what opportunities come next. And I think it's just about leaping at them. Just keep picking at it,
Hmm.
growing and leaping at them, and seeing what new games, what new collaborations come up. I think it's just something you have to have fun with it as you go. So it's going to be as much of a surprise for me as it is for you guys. So I think that's kind of exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
Well,
every day is different.
we do have partnered streamers that are in the Fam Guild that you can always pick their brains on. We've got the
Yeah.
largest streamer from Croatia, Ship Roman,
Let's go.
in the Fam Guild, and he does cosplay as well.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I gotta go check it out
it's so
now.
entertaining. It's so
Yeah.
fun. Like it's just a great, and he plays whatever games that he wants to play as well.
Yeah.
And every single time, it's just entertaining. It's fun.
Yeah.
He welcomes
Yeah.
with his 1,000+ viewers every single
Yeah.
time that he hits the live button. He welcomes every single person that's in there and is monitoring the chat,
Yeah.
yet still gaming and having a great time. And
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. It's a talent. Looking back and forth, like I know my chat rags on me for missing messages, but it is hard to
It's
be playing
difficult.
games, talking to people, keeping up with
Yeah.
chat alerts. Like I'm saying I need a third screen very badly. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
and
So
you want to do
yeah.
it organically. You know, it's not something that
Hmm.
you want to pay for. You don't want a bot farm to help you achieve this. And we're
Yeah.
hoping with a
Yeah.
community like Fam, when we get people together on the stream team and start getting everybody to collaborate, working together, I don't think it's going to be very difficult when we get our solid base of streamers
Hmm.
in the stream team. We've got great streamers that are a part of this. And as I
Hmm.
said, different levels, but some are going to leave like they had, in the past. New people are going
Yeah.
to be coming in. We're going to
Yeah.
continue to fine tune and create an environment that's welcoming, exciting, and ultimately just the entertainment that you are looking for. Talk about Star Wars.
Hmm.
This is the entertainment you are looking for.
Nice. I love it. I'm here for it. That's
So
a great way to put it for sure.
let's wrap this up with a message from you, what message would you love for your community and listeners and who are discovering you for the first time? What do you want them to remember about Ferrari?
Yeah. For me, I'm a welcoming space. If you want somewhere to come hang out and just have a good time and laughs, everyone is more than welcome to come and hang out with me. I may be fiery, but at the same time, like I'm the most chill person ever. So please feel free to just hit me up and come play games if you want to. And if you have any like passions that you really are aiming for, it's the fear thing. I feel like this is the fear podcast. Just jump past your fears and just do it. Ask people questions. Just go out there and just start, because you're one day closer just taking a step forward and doing it. So yeah, that would be my best advice I can give everyone for sure.
Well, real Baba Turtle, if she's welcoming the weird baby turtle, I would absolutely take her word for it and welcome
Yeah,
you as well.
yeah, very threatening turtle.
Well, this has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you more, to just kind
Absolutely.
of pick your brain while also just learning as much as I can about you. You'll see me lurking in your channel because, as I said, I have fun on your stream. That's what draws me in is
Thanks
the
very much.
good energy, upbeat, just excited, happy to be a good human and spread being a good human
Thank
to
you very
others.
much.
It's a
Yeah,
great voice, great attitude, and I wish you nothing but success. If you need anything from the fam, reach out to us. We encourage all streamers. Reach out to the leadership people. We've got Custom that's on the leadership team. We've got 369 on the leadership team. You got myself on the leadership team. We're all eager to help whenever possible with all streamers' needs, questions, concerns. If there's a way that we can get it handled, you know, we'll figure out at least a path to a solution. So we're happy to
yeah,
have
that's
you a part of
amazing.
the stream team. Thank you very
I'm
much.
happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me, and I appreciate that. That's very kind words. Thank you so much. Happy
Uh,
to be here.
all right, I'm gonna figure out how to fade out of existence here, so I know I'm gonna be ending my stream, but I'm sure I'm gonna be still connected
Absolutely.
to you. So we'll try this as gracefully as possible. Nice
Yes.
meeting everybody on Ferrari stream. Take care, and I'm excited to get to know you and your community more. Take care, everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk soon. Bye. Bye.